There are people in this world who don't even realize the power they carry. They walk into a room and everything changes. The atmosphere, the energy, the rhythm of the space. And yet they wonder why people stare, why strangers open up, why haters get uncomfortable. You may not see it, but you feel it. Deep down, there's a pull, a presence about you. That's not just charisma. That's not just confidence. That is a magnetic aura. See, you've been fighting battles in silence, carrying light through storms, and still walking with purpose. That energy, that resilience, it leaves a mark. Your spirit doesn't just enter a space, it shifts it. And here's the twist. You don't have to try to be noticed. You just are. So maybe you felt misunderstood or out of place or too intense for this world. That's because people don't always know how to handle real power wrapped in humility. But if you've ever wondered why certain people are drawn to you or why others feel threatened without cause, this message is for you. It's time to break it down. These are the 6 strange signs you've got a magnetic aura and didn't even realize it. Number 1, you make people nervous without saying a word. There's something about you that unsettles the air when you walk into a room. You don't speak, you don't brag, you don't announce yourself, but people notice, they turn, they shift. They feel something, and most of the time, they don't even know what it is. That's the weight of your presence. That's your spirit doing the talking long before your mouth even opens. Some people can't handle that kind of energy because it's not loud in volume. It's loud in truth. You carry something real in a world addicted to pretending. And truth, well, truth makes liars nervous. Truth shakes facades. That's why you see folks act funny around you, double take, or avoid eye contact altogether. You didn't insult them. You didn't challenge them. But your being did. Your stillness spoke, and it spoke loud. Your energy is not here to entertain, it's here to expose. It reveals the cracks in others' masks. That aura you wear, that light in your eyes, it cuts through the noise. And not everyone's ready to be seen for who they really are. They may feel intimidated, but that's not your fault. It's their reaction to the mirror your soul becomes. You see, when you walk into a space, you don't come empty. You come full of lessons, full of grace, full of spiritual authority that you didn't even ask for. Life gave it to you because you've walked through fires others wouldn't survive. You earned that silence. You earned that strength. And now it shows. The reason you don't need to say much is because your presence has already said enough. There's a quiet fire in you, the kind that doesn't need validation. You're not looking for applause, and that's exactly why you stand out. In a world desperate for attention, your calm unsettles the insecure. And you might not understand why people act awkward, give you strange looks, or keep their distance. It's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because your authenticity highlights their pretending. Your peace highlights their chaos. Your grounded spirit reminds them of everything they've run from. You don't just enter rooms, you shift them. The atmosphere changes when you walk in, and people can feel it before they understand it. Some admire it, some fear it, but everyone feels it. You weren't made to blend in. You weren't made to shrink so others could feel tall. Your silence isn't empty, it's sacred. It carries weight. It carries experience. And most of all, it carries truth. When you've been through betrayal, heartbreak, and disappointment, and you still show up with love in your heart and fire in your soul, that creates a different kind of energy, one that can't be faked, one that makes noise without volume. So people might squirm in your presence, not because of who you are, but because of what you remind them of. You remind them of strength, of resilience, of power that doesn't need a stage. And that's unsettling to those who rely on illusion to feel important. There's a quiet kind of warrior in you, the kind that doesn't fight with fists or words, but with presence. You carry peace like a weapon. You carry focus like armor. You don't chase anyone's approval, and that terrifies people who are addicted to being liked. Your silence exposes their desperation. Your confidence, subtle but sure, shows them how unsure they are. So when they act nervous, when they talk too much around you or avoid you altogether, don't take it personally. That's your aura doing its job. It's filtering, it's discerning, it's identifying those who can meet you in truth and those who can't. People often misread you. They think you're quiet because you're shy. They think you're reserved because you're uncertain, but they have no idea that still waters run deep. They have no idea how much you see, how much you feel, how much you know, and sometimes knowing too much, feeling too deeply, makes you quiet, not weak. You've outgrown the need to prove yourself. You've learned that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every person deserves your energy. That's why you don't waste words. That's why your silence is powerful. It's intentional. It's protective. And it makes people uncomfortable because they can't control it. They can't predict you. And what people can't predict, they fear. Let this be your reminder. Your energy speaks before you do. You don't need to tone it down to make others comfortable. You weren't meant to be easily understood. You were meant to be deeply felt. So when they glance your way with uncertainty, when they stumble over their words or act distant, don't second guess your presence. You're not the problem. You're the proof that real still exists in a world that's gone fake. And real is rare. Real is bold. Real is unshakable. You are real. And that alone is enough to make the world nervous. Keep walking with that silent power. Don't dim your light just because it blinds the unready. Your aura is divine, and whether they understand it or not, it changes everything it touches. Number 2, strangers confide in you instantly. Have you ever met someone for the very first time, and within minutes they're telling you about the darkest parts of their life, their childhood trauma, their failed marriage, the dreams they gave up on, the pain they've buried deep for years, and all of it just pours out like a waterfall? You didn't ask for it. You didn't push them. You were just there, just listening, just being. That's no coincidence. That's not random. That's a sign your aura is magnetic. It tells the world you're safe here. You can be real with me. People feel your energy before they hear your words. They sense the calm, the depth, the non-judgmental space that you carry within you, and they're drawn to it, like a tired traveler finding shelter after a long storm. They don't always know why they trust you, but they do. Because your soul speaks in a language most people have forgotten. Authenticity. And that kind of authenticity opens hearts. It's not that you've had a perfect life. It's actually the opposite. You've seen heartbreak. You've walked through storms. You've battled silently, cried in the dark, and learned to heal wounds no one ever saw. And because of that, your presence radiates empathy. Real, raw empathy. Not pity, not sympathy, but true understanding. You don't flinch at people's pain. You don't run from brokenness. You sit in it with them. You hold space without trying to fix or preach. That's why strangers open up, because they feel your compassion without needing to explain themselves. You're not judging their past. You're not grading their pain. You're just there. And that's more powerful than anything you could ever say. Your energy is a refuge. And people, especially the broken, the tired, the unseen, can feel it instantly. The world is starving for connection. People are out here surrounded by noise, yet dying in silence. They scroll through endless feeds, attend crowded events, sit in packed rooms, but no one really sees them. No one listens with their heart anymore. But you do. You make eye contact that says, I see your soul, not just your surface. And for someone carrying years of invisible weight, that can be overwhelming in the best way. That's why they spill their hearts without even thinking. It's not weakness. It's not oversharing. It's the soul finally recognizing another soul that feels like home. It's healing by proximity. And you, without even trying, become the lighthouse for their drifting ships. That's magnetic energy. That's divine purpose at work. Sometimes this gift may feel like a burden. You might wonder, why do people always come to me with their problems? Why do I carry the emotional weight of people I barely know? And I get it. It's exhausting. You leave conversations drained. You take on more than you should. And you wonder if you're being used, if people only see you as a dumping ground. But that's not the whole truth. The truth is your spirit is rare, and rare things attract both the wounded and the wise. People don't come to you just to dump. They come to you because their spirit feels safe in your presence. They feel seen, heard, and held, sometimes for the first time in years. You don't have to fix them. You're not their savior, but just your listening, your energy, your stillness is enough to help them breathe again. You may not realize it, but your presence heals. Without medicine, without advice, without fanfare. Your silence comforts, your nod tells someone they matter. Your stillness says, I'm not afraid of your broken parts. That's a ministry. That's a gift. And you didn't earn it from a book or a class, you earned it by surviving your own darkness. By learning to sit with your own pain, you develop the ability to sit with others in theirs. That's why you don't panic when people share their deepest wounds with you. You've been there. Maybe not in the exact same way, but you know what it means to hurt and still keep moving. And people can sense that. They don't need a degree to feel the depth of your soul. They just need one moment in your presence, and suddenly they feel lighter. And sometimes it's not just words. It's the tears that come when someone hugs you. It's the silence that feels loud because of the emotion stirring beneath. It's the look in someone's eyes when they realize they don't have to pretend around you. That's how deep your energy goes. You awaken the truth in people. You give them permission to be honest with themselves. Your aura becomes a mirror reflecting who they really are beneath the fear, the shame, the pretending. And for many, that's a spiritual experience. That's what magnetic energy does. It doesn't demand attention. It draws authenticity. You don't even know the full impact of what you carry, because most of the time, people don't tell you how much you help them, but they never forget it. So the next time a stranger tells you about the pain they've hidden for years, the next time someone says, I don't know why I'm telling you this, just smile inside. Because that's not random. That's your light doing what it was born to do. That's your soul holding space for healing. That's the divine working through your energy. Don't downplay it, don't question it, don't push it away. Your aura is magnetic not because of what you say, but because of who you are. And who you are is exactly what this world needs. Keep being that safe space. Keep being that calm in the storm. You may never fully see the impact you've made, but know this: your presence has already changed more lives than you'll ever know. Number 3, you attract both admirers and haters effortlessly. Let me tell you something about real light. It doesn't just attract the grateful, it also stirs up the bitter. When you carry a magnetic aura, people feel it before they understand it. You walk into a room and some folks immediately lean in, feel inspired, want to get close, want to learn. They smile, they open doors for you, they compliment your presence without even knowing why. They're drawn to something they can't explain: your confidence, your calm, your energy. But at the very same time, you'll feel the other side: the cold stares, the fake smiles, the unnecessary tension. You'll feel people trying to shrink you, discredit you, misunderstand you, just because your light hit something in them that they haven't dealt with. That's not your fault. That's just the cost of being magnetic. Your energy reveals things in others, and not everyone is ready to face what they see. You see, when you don't chase attention but receive it anyway, people get confused. When you don't beg for approval but still get respect, envy starts to creep in. Some people have spent their whole lives trying to earn what you carry naturally. They've crafted versions of themselves, hoping to be loved, trying to impress. And here you are just being, and people notice you. That shakes them. It doesn't make you better than anyone, but it does make you different. You stand out without trying to. And people either admire that or resent it. The admirers want to learn from you, grow with you, be inspired. But the haters, they don't want to deal with the fact that your presence makes them feel small. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you exist in a way they haven't allowed themselves to yet. It's not just about looks or charisma, it's about energy. You radiate something that says, I know who I am, even if you're still figuring it out. And that quiet confidence makes noise in people's souls. The ones who have done their inner work will celebrate you, honor you, support you. But the ones who haven't, they'll project, they'll attack, they'll gossip. Not because you did anything to them, but because your light reminded them of how far they've strayed from their own. And that's the irony of having a magnetic aura. You don't even want the attention, but you get it anyway. You don't try to lead, but people follow. You don't seek to stand out, but you shine. And the truth is that triggers people who are hiding You've probably noticed that your wins come with whispers, your success comes with shade, your growth comes with ghosting. People who once clapped for you suddenly go quiet. Friends you thought would be proud start acting strange. Strangers you barely know start throwing side-eye. And at first, it hurts. You ask yourself, what did I do wrong? You start shrinking, second-guessing, wondering if you should dim your light just to stay liked. But let me tell you, don't you dare. Don't dim to make others comfortable. Don't shrink to make haters feel safe. You were never meant to fit into their small boxes. You were meant to rise. And rising always rattles cages. If your light makes others uncomfortable, that's not your problem. That's their invitation to grow. You have to understand, some people are drawn to you because of your peace, your presence, your authenticity. But others are drawn because they want to break what they don't understand. They want to challenge what they secretly admire. And it's a spiritual thing because the energy you carry wakes something up in people. Your very existence becomes a mirror. It reflects their insecurities, their doubts, and not everyone wants to face that. So they lash out, they distance themselves, or they try to copy you without doing the inner work. But no matter what, you have to keep walking in your truth. Because for every person who throws shade, there are 10 more silently watching, silently healing, silently being inspired by you. Your aura changes lives, even if it makes some people uncomfortable in the process. There's a reason some people can't stop watching you. They don't like you, yet they study you. They won't compliment you, but they copy you. That's the power of your aura. You don't demand attention, you command it by being real. And sometimes the haters are just confused admirers, people who see in you what they wish they could express in themselves. They don't know how to say, you inspire me, so they say, who do they think they are? That's how projection works. But you can't let their noise silence your purpose. You were chosen for something greater, and that comes with both applause and arrows. The applause reminds you that you're seen, the arrows remind you that you're growing. Both are signs that your energy is being felt, and that means you're doing something right. So if you're the kind of person who gets both love and shade without even trying, know this: you're not cursed, you're called. You're not intimidating, you're impactful. And impact always brings resistance. Let them talk, let them misunderstand, let them watch. Just don't stop shining. Because this world doesn't need more people playing small to keep others comfortable. This world needs more people brave enough to be themselves, fully and unapologetically. You are that person. And your magnetic aura, whether loved or hated, is proof that you were born to lead, born to inspire, and born to wake others up. So walk in that, own that, and never apologize for the light you carry. It's not your job to convince people of your worth, it's your job to be it. Keep going. Number 4, animals and children gravitate toward you. There's something powerful, something pure, when animals and children are drawn to you without hesitation. It's not about what you say, how you look, or even how you carry yourself in front of adults. It's about energy. Animals and children don't respond to your resume. They don't care about your titles, your clothes, your confidence. They respond to what's real. They sense the vibe that comes from within. They can feel peace, warmth, and authenticity, and they run straight toward it. So if you've ever had a dog sit calmly next to you when no one else could get it to settle, or a cat curl up in your lap the moment you sit down, or a child who locks eyes with you and smiles like they've known you forever, you're not imagining things. That's your aura doing the talking. That's your spirit whispering, you're safe here. You see, animals don't fake affection. They either feel safe or they don't. And children, they don't lie with their emotions. They don't play social games. They respond from instinct. And when your presence invites them in, when they light up around you or reach out their arms or come sit beside you without even knowing your name, that's a sacred thing. That's your magnetic aura shining through. It means your spirit carries something gentle yet powerful, something calm yet deeply alive. It means your energy offers comfort even before words are exchanged. And that kind of presence, that kind of natural connection, you can't force it. You can't learn it. That's something you are, not something you do. What's beautiful is how honest these moments are. A baby stops crying in your arms. A toddler who was hiding behind their parents suddenly runs toward you. A shy child starts talking like you're their best friend. A bird lands near your feet and just stays. These moments are quiet, but they speak loud truth. They tell you that your energy heals, it calms, it welcomes. You carry something that bridges the gap between words and hearts. You hold a stillness that even nature respects. And the world doesn't often reward that kind of softness. It's a world that's loud, sharp, constantly moving. But when animals and children pause for you, it means your soul stands in contrast to the chaos. You're a safe place. And that's rare. This kind of magnetism isn't about trying to please. It's about existing in alignment. You're not wearing masks. You're not putting on a show. And because you're real, those who can't use words, those who feel more than they speak, gravitate to your light. You've probably had parents say, wow, they don't normally warm up to people like that. Or animal owners say, he usually doesn't go near strangers. But for you, there's no resistance, there's a bridge. Because your soul speaks in frequency, and those who are closest to truth, they feel it first. You are home without trying to be. You are peace without preaching it. And the deeper truth, that peace comes from your scars. That gentleness wasn't born out of ease. It was shaped by the pain you survived and the strength you chose to hold on to. Sometimes your energy is magnetic because you've known what it feels like to be alone. You've learned to hold space not just for yourself, but for others. You've developed patience that isn't loud, but present. That patience is what animals sense. That patience is what children feel. It's like your soul says, take your time. I'm not here to judge, only to witness. And in a world where people are always rushing, always correcting, always teaching, your aura says, I see you. And that's all some souls need. That's why they come to you. That's why they stay near you. They're not looking for perfection, they're looking for presence. And your magnetic energy gives them that gift without asking anything in return. Let's not overlook how deep this goes. Animals and children have a spiritual awareness that most adults lose. They haven't been clouded by ego, by fear, by judgment. They're still connected to the purity of life. So when they recognize something in you, when they run towards you, when they rest near you, when they trust you instantly, it's not just cute. It's divine. It's sacred confirmation that your energy is aligned with something greater. You're carrying light in a dark world, and the innocent can see it before anyone else. That's why you don't need to explain your kindness or your softness or your stillness. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. The most honest beings on this planet already feel it. And that should tell you everything you need to know about your power. So when a child smiles at you for no reason, or a stray animal won't leave your side, don't brush it off. That's not a coincidence. That's the universe acknowledging your frequency. That's the world reminding you that your softness is strength, your stillness is sacred, and your presence matters more than you realize. You are magnetic because you don't hide who you are. You are magnetic because your soul speaks the language of truth. And those who still live close to that truth, children, animals, the deeply intuitive, they recognize your energy before you even say a word. That's not weird. That's not random. That's divine alignment. That's your aura in action. And that's something to be proud of. Keep carrying that light. The world needs it, even if only the purest among us can see it first. Number 5, you're always the listener, not the talker. Have you ever noticed how people just open up to you? Like without asking, without any real invitation. They just begin. They tell you their stories, their pain, their memories. They talk and talk and talk while you sit there quietly receiving it all. You're not the one steering the conversation, not the one trying to fill the silence. You just are. And still people feel compelled to pour their souls into you. That's not random. That's a sign, a powerful one. You carry something in your energy that says it's safe here. Speak your truth. You'll be heard. In a world so noisy, so chaotic, where everyone is trying to be seen and heard, your silence becomes a refuge. Your listening becomes medicine. You might not realize how rare this is. How many people long for someone who will truly listen? Not to fix, not to correct, not to judge, but just to witness. You're that person. You're the one who people call when they're breaking down. You're the one friends lean on when life doesn't make sense. You might not say much, but your presence speaks volumes. It says, I'm here. I'm not running away. I can handle your truth. That is power. That is aura. And you didn't train for it. You didn't read a book to get this skill. You became this because of the pain you've endured, because of the times you had no one to listen to you. You became the one who listens to others. And maybe that's the irony. You're the quiet one, but your presence speaks louder than any words ever could. You might feel overlooked sometimes. You might feel invisible. People forget to ask how you're doing. But don't mistake that for weakness. You're not overlooked. You're absorbing. You're not invisible. You're present. You're not ignored. You're holding space. That takes strength. And most people don't have it. Most people need to talk to feel relevant. But you've mastered the power of stillness, of listening deeply, of hearing not just the words, but what's behind the words. You pick up the sadness hidden behind the smile, the fear buried in the laughter, the longing in the silence. That's your gift. And it's one of the most magnetic traits a person can have. Sometimes people talk to you because they feel like you understand them, even if you've never said a word, and you do. Because you felt heartbreak, betrayal, disappointment. You've sat in the dark long enough to know what it feels like. So when someone else is in pain, your soul recognizes it. And even if they don't know why they trust you, they just do. That's the magnetism. That's the gravitational pull of your energy. People don't need to know your story. They just feel your empathy. They sense your depth. They know that you're not going to run from their truth because you've made peace with your own. And that makes you rare. That makes you needed. But let's be honest. Being the listener can be lonely. It can be heavy. You hold so much of other people's burdens, but who holds yours? You give so much space for others, but who gives it back to you? It's easy to feel like everyone leans on you, but no one asks how you're standing. And yet you keep showing up. You keep listening. You keep offering your silence as a shelter. That's not weakness. That's your aura in action. And the truth is, people sense your emotional maturity, even if they don't say it. That's why they come to you. That's why they confide in you. That's why in the loudest rooms, they look for your quiet presence, because they know you see them. Your aura doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't compete. It invites. It welcomes. You don't need the spotlight. You are the calm in the middle of the storm. You are the grounding force in a spinning world. That's what makes you magnetic. That's what people feel in your silence. You're not trying to be impressive. You're being authentic. And authenticity is rare, especially in a world full of noise and performance. Your energy tells people, you don't have to impress me. Just be real. And that kind of energy, that's gold. That's what makes you unforgettable, even when they don't say thank you, even when they don't check on you. They remember how safe they felt around you. They remember how deeply you listen. And that imprint, that's the kind of legacy only a magnetic soul can leave. So yes, you're the listener, not the talker. And sometimes that feels thankless. Sometimes it feels like you carry so much without ever asking for help. But please hear this. Your gift matters. Your energy changes lives. Your silence heals. And your presence, quiet, steady, grounding, is exactly what this world needs more of. You might not realize how powerful your aura is, but the way people show up around you, the way they talk to you, open up to you, cry in front of you, that's proof. Proof that you are magnetic, proof that your soul is strong, compassionate, and rooted. Keep being who you are. Keep listening the way you do. Your light doesn't need to be loud to be unforgettable. It just needs to be real. And that's exactly what you are. Number 6, you feel drained after being around crowds. You've probably walked into a room full of people, laughter echoing, conversations bouncing off the walls, music playing, and yet, within minutes, you start to feel something shift inside you. Your energy begins to dip. Your body gets tense. Your mind gets noisy, and you can't quite explain why. You're not shy, you're not antisocial, but something about being in the presence of too many people, too many vibrations, too many emotions all at once, it exhausts you. You feel like you're absorbing it all, even when you're not participating. That right there is a sign, a powerful sign that your aura is magnetic. You're not just in the room. You're tuned into it, and your spirit is picking up on every frequency, every unspoken emotion, every subtle shift in energy around you. You're not imagining it. The tiredness you feel after crowds isn't just physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual. See, most people walk through a crowd and only notice what's on the surface, but not you. Your aura is like an antenna. It picks up signals, reads emotions, notices what's not being said. You might not even realize you're doing it. But that's why you leave certain environments feeling completely depleted, even if you didn't say much, even if you didn't do much. You were feeling everything. That kind of sensitivity isn't weakness, it's awareness, it's depth. It's a powerful clue that you're in tune with the unseen. And when your energy is magnetic, people are drawn to you, even in a crowd, without them realizing why. Have you noticed how people in crowded rooms often seek you out? You might be standing quietly in the corner just observing, but somehow strangers start conversations with you. Somehow you're the one they lean toward. That's because your energy radiates peace. You don't have to shout to be noticed. Your aura speaks for you. And when that kind of energy enters a chaotic space, people feel it. They don't always know what they're feeling, but they're pulled toward it. That pull, that's your magnetism in action. But here's the thing, what draws others in can drain you, because while they're taking, you're giving. While they're unloading, you're absorbing. And it all adds up. It wears you down. That's the double edge of being magnetic. You light up the room, but the room dims your light if you don't protect your energy. And sometimes it's not even the people themselves, it's the vibes in the room, the tension, the noise, the performance, the masks people wear. You sense all of it. You see past the smiles, you feel the pressure, the sadness, the jealousy, the desperation. It's like emotional static, and it clings to you. You walk out of a crowd and suddenly feel heavy, tired, even anxious, and you don't know why. But your soul knows, because it was doing more than just being there. It was processing everything it picked up. And the world doesn't teach us how to protect our energy. It teaches us to tough it out, to stay longer, to push through. But when you're someone with a magnetic aura, you've got to learn something different. You've got to learn how to guard that gift. There's a reason you feel most at peace when you're alone, in nature, in stillness, or with a small circle of people who feel safe. That's when your energy gets to breathe again. That's when you get to release everything you've been holding. You're not antisocial. You're spiritually selective. You're not unfriendly. You're energetically aware. There's a big difference. And you don't owe anyone an explanation for the boundaries you need. If being around too many people drains you, that's not something to fix. It's something to honor. Because your sensitivity is sacred. It's a compass. It's telling you what environments are good for your soul and which ones are slowly depleting you. Being someone with a magnetic aura means your energy is always being read, even when you're quiet, even when you're trying to hide. People feel your calm, your depth, your stillness, and it draws them in. They want to be near it, but they don't realize how much it costs you. They don't see how you walk away feeling empty, not because you dislike people, but because you carry too much of what isn't yours. You hold the energy of the room in your body. You sense people's thoughts before they speak. You feel drained because you're emotionally working, even when you're physically doing nothing. That kind of sensitivity is rare, and it's beautiful. But it needs protection. It needs rest. It needs space. You may have felt guilty before for leaving early, for needing time alone, for canceling plans because your spirit just felt too heavy. But here's the truth. Your energy is your most valuable currency. You can't keep giving it away in spaces that don't refill you. You can't keep ignoring the signals your body and soul are giving you just to make others comfortable. If you need silence after being around people, take it. If you need solitude to come back to yourself, embrace it. You're not being difficult, you're being honest. And honesty with your energy is the only way to keep your magnetism alive. Because the moment you start burning out, you lose the very gift that draws people in. Your soul speaks a different language. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't seek crowds, it seeks connection. And that's why you prefer one-on-one conversations over group settings. That's why you value deep talks over small talk. That's why you'd rather be around people who feed your spirit than people who entertain your mind. Crowds aren't evil. They just aren't always aligned with your frequency. And when something isn't aligned with your frequency, it pulls you out of balance. That imbalance shows up as fatigue, irritability, even anxiety. It's your aura saying, I need to recharge. And you've got to listen. Because when your aura is full, you're unstoppable. But when it's depleted, you feel like a shell of yourself. You were never meant to be everywhere for everyone all the time. Your gift isn't about quantity, it's about quality. And your magnetism isn't meant to be stretched thin. It's meant to be sacred, to be protected. You have the right to choose your spaces, to choose your company, to say no, to exit early, to recharge without apology. That's not selfish. That's spiritual self-respect. You don't owe your energy to everyone just because you have it. You owe it to yourself first, to your peace, to your clarity. And the more you honor that, the stronger your aura becomes. Not because it becomes louder, but because it becomes clearer, cleaner, more grounded, more magnetic. And understand this, people will notice when your energy shifts, when you stop saying yes out of guilt, when you stop showing up in rooms that leave you feeling empty, when you begin to protect your peace with intention. Some won't like it. They'll call it distant, cold, aloof. But that's okay. You're not here to explain your growth. You're here to live it, to own it. And the ones who truly value your energy will understand why you guard it, why you step back when you need to, why you disappear for a while to reset. They'll get it because they've felt what your presence does for a room. They've seen how your silence speaks healing, and they'll want that energy to last. So the next time you feel drained after a crowd, don't beat yourself up. Don't push harder. Don't question your worth. Sit with it. Acknowledge it. Breathe through it. And let that moment be a reminder you're not just another face in the room. You're a light, and light by nature changes everything it touches. But even the brightest light needs time to recharge, to retreat, to renew. That's how you keep shining. That's how you keep healing. That's how you remain magnetic, by honoring the quiet after the chaos, the solitude after the noise. That stillness isn't absence, it's alignment. And your soul knows exactly what it needs to return to itself. You feel drained after crowds because your spirit is telling you the truth. You weren't meant to lose yourself in the noise. You were meant to rise above it. You were meant to feel deeper, see clearer, love more honestly, and live more purposefully. Your energy isn't ordinary, it's transformational. And the world needs it. But the world doesn't get to own it, you do. So protect it like the treasure it is. Recharge it like your life depends on it. Because your aura is magnetic. And your soul is priceless. As we come to the close of this journey, I want you to take a moment and really absorb what you've discovered about yourself today. You carry within you a magnetic aura, an energy so powerful and unique that it shapes the way the world interacts with you, often without you even realizing it. This energy is a force that draws people near, that touches lives in ways you might not even recognize. It's not about being loud or flat. It's a quiet power, a subtle strength that resonates through every glance, every word, every breath you take. You might have noticed how strangers open up to you like old friends, sharing their deepest fears and dreams in moments you barely understand. This isn't coincidence. It's your aura creating a safe space where vulnerability feels possible. It's the invisible thread that connects hearts, even when words fail. It shows that your presence alone carries comfort and trust. And that, my friend, is a gift that many search for their whole lives. To have people confide in you instantly means you are a beacon of understanding in a world often starved for connection. At the same time, this magnetism brings a paradox. You attract admirers who see the light you shine, but also haters who feel challenged or unsettled by your presence. This duality is a sign that your energy is authentic, powerful, and unavoidable. When you stand in your truth, you disrupt the status quo. Some will celebrate you, some will resist you. That's the cost of walking your path boldly, but never let the negativity dim your spirit. The energy that draws admiration is the same energy that stirs discomfort in others. And that's a testament to your impact on the world. You've also seen how animals and children, pure souls untainted by pretense, gravitate toward you naturally. Their trust is instinctual, a reflection of the genuine energy you emit. This connection to the innocent and the pure tells you something essential. Your aura isn't manufactured or superficial. It's real, it's grounded, and it resonates on a frequency that transcends words. When creatures that live without judgment seek your presence, it confirms the purity of your spirit and the calm you radiate. It's a beautiful reminder that your energy speaks louder than any spoken language. And what about the way you listen? Not just hear, but truly listen. Without interruption, without distraction. This is a rare power. You don't rush to fill silence with your voice because your energy allows space for others to be heard and seen. This is magnetic. It's magnetic because it's rare. In a world that constantly demands attention, your ability to be present and absorb what others are saying makes you deeply magnetic. You are the harbor in their storm, the quiet in their chaos. And in being the listener, you show the world a compassion many don't have. But with all this sensitivity, all this deep connection, there's a price to pay. You feel drained after being around crowds. That overwhelming fatigue is a signal, not a weakness. It's your soul's way of telling you to step back, to rest, to recharge. Your energy is a treasure, and if you scatter it carelessly, it depletes your light. Recognizing this need to protect your aura is not selfish, it's essential. It's about honoring the very essence of who you are. Your magnetic energy isn't something you can pour out endlessly without filling your own cup. The balance lies in knowing when to engage and when to retreat. You've learned today that being magnetic is more than a personality trait. It's a way of being. It's about how you move through the world, how you affect people, and how deeply you feel. It's about carrying an invisible power that touches lives, often silently yet unmistakably, and that power is yours. It's a reminder that your worth isn't measured by how loud you are or how many people notice you, but by the authenticity of your presence and the depth of your connection. So as you go forward, remember this: your magnetic aura is your gift, and it deserves to be nurtured with care and respect. Embrace the parts of yourself that feel deeply, that see beyond the surface, that hold space for others even when it costs you. But also honor your need for solitude, for quiet, for restoration. Protect your energy like the priceless treasure it is. The world needs your light, but it needs it at its brightest. Full, clear, and unapologetically you. Never forget, you are a force of nature. You are a presence that leaves marks on hearts, that changes atmospheres without trying. You hold within you a rare kind of power, an aura that magnetizes, heals, and transforms. Carry that power with pride. Stand tall in your sensitivity, your empathy, your quiet strength. The way you influence others is profound, and it's happening even when you don't see it. Thank you for taking this time to recognize the extraordinary energy you carry. Thank you for being willing to look inside and honor the subtle, strange, beautiful signs that you are more magnetic than you realize. May you continue to shine your light with grace and courage. May your aura be a source of healing for yourself and for everyone you touch. And may you always remember to protect your peace, nurture your soul, and embrace the powerful force that you are. God bless you, and keep your light shining bright.